and then after the boy was born, I couldn't really play a bunch because he was, he'd wake up in the middle of the night and I couldn't leave in the middle of a hunt. So
Right. Okay, well, we are live.
Oh, nice.
We are live. We made it. Change of scenery for myself. Again, change of scenery for Sam's lovely face. It's been a couple of weeks since I've seen Sam.
Right? My goodness, computer issues.
And to see.
You know what?
Yeah.
It'd be good because I bought Lagavulin 16.
And here I am. I've got nothing. So now.
Oh wow! I'll drink for both of us. It's fine.
There's a bottle of Jack. It looks like right there.
That's
right?
Captain Morgan.
Captain Morgan. That's what I meant. Captain Morgan. It looks like maybe a bottle of wine next to it.
Mm-hmm.
Arbor Mist. Yuck. Okay.
That's gross.
Well, this is my
So we'll be drinking for both of us.
Fortunately,
Anyways.
it's a pretty light twab this week.
Yeah, not a lot of big changes.
No, nothing.
They did touch on a few things, but
I mean,
no.
I think they do a better job of pissing people off more than anything, but
especially recently.
But that's neither here nor there. Mr. Kevin Yanis with his hot take. Blood's not. I guess he's partying with the family.
Join in
I
a
believe.
minute.
So.
Oh, good. So he won't see this.
He might not.
So they did a couple of things over this last week that's kind of gotten people upset. And some of that they talk in the TWAB, some of it they don't. What we are talking about specifically is the Titans chess piece, the Twilight Garrison, was a fan favorite for people back in Destiny 1. And over the weekend, over this last week, I think it was over last weekend, they announced that is never coming back. Just straight up not happening. Much to the chagrin of a lot of hardcore Titan mains out there, that was enhanced mobility, that was everything. But yeah, Kevin Yanis came out and said, it's part of the Warlock identity now. Ripping this band-aid off. It's not coming back. Stop asking.
Now,
which
go ahead. Sorry.
It upsetted a lot of people on the internet. And they were being really aggressive in sending threats to the guy who doesn't get paid extra to make tweets. And that was his free time. And he was letting people know, like, hey, don't get your hopes up. It's not happening. Please be nice to people. The community managers are there to answer questions, but they have to deal with that all the time. Like, we shouldn't be being aggressive and mean to them. Like, they're here to do a job just like everyone else is. You hate when someone else comes into your business and gets upset with you. Just stop. Yes, it's okay to be upset, but at the end of the day, it is a game. You want to air dodge, play a Warlock. I don't know what else to tell you. You get to cruise around as a missile as a Titan. So we're still waiting for Arc to come out. Maybe they'll do something cool with that. Who knows? Anyway.
Yeah, you can't you can't put a price on being a decent person.
Sure.
I don't think that needs to be said. I'm all about like saying whatever you want. I really am. I'm a free speech absolutist. And I gotta say though, like you should be decent to one another, and like and it's, look, I'm not even saying like if you want to call him a mother effer or something like that or whatever, fine. Like I don't think that hurts anybody's feelings. He might get hurt feelings, I guess. I don't know. I tell people to suck it up all the time when that happens. I have 5 boys. Of course I tell people to suck it up. But threats are different.
Yes.
Threats are very different. We saw earlier this week, hey Blood. Hey buddy. Wow, Blood just tuned in. Hey man. Hey. Man, you missed all of that. It's unfortunate. So there was here in the U.S. we have one of our Supreme Court justices. I won't get into all the details, but somebody showed up to his house to assassinate him this week in Maryland, and it's like, threats of violence, like, I hate to say it, but I think people are going to start taking those a lot more seriously.
Right.
And
it's a game.
It's a game.
It's literally a video game.
It's a game.
That needs just to stop.
It's what I tell
Stop
people all the
swatting
time.
people.
I'm
Whatever.
yeah. I get on to play Destiny because it's something that I enjoy doing. Because that's what we do. We get on because we have a good
Right.
time doing it, you know.
That's why we're here.
Yeah, and trust me, I am somebody that will have a hell of a fun time. As soon as I get hate mail, oh my god, it's open season, and
Oh, it's on.
and you will see a comedy show. But I
Oh, for sure.
yeah. Anyways, all of that to say, just be
Yeah.
decent. Sniper messaged, hey, Bungie's good at pissing off their players. Hey man, how's it going?
Yes.
Sniper, funny to mention. I got on the other day. He joined me. We're friends on Bungie and on
Nice.
Destiny, and we did the this week's Sever mission. He'd already done it. I hadn't done it yet, so we went through and did that. That was nice. Thanks for the help there,
Yep.
Snipe. You know what? I'm going to start by asking you, Samuel, how was your reset?
Yes. How was my reset?
Yeah.
It was good. Got quite a few pinnacles done this week. I was trying to grind out some of those weapons for the for not last season, but the Throne World stuff. I just can't get them to get my exotic glaive. It was really frustrating me. I was actually looking up like tutorials and like help videos, like trying to figure it out. This week's mission, the story and everything. Oh, I cried. I sat there and sobbed. If you have not played the story thus far, like, oh my goodness, it hits differently. I think for the two of us, as
Married
I'm
men.
not gonna spoil absolutely anything.
As married men, it hits differently. That's all I'm gonna say.
I greatly encourage you to go and play it.
Check out the cutscene.
It's rough. I even showed my wife afterwards and cried again. It's they really good storytelling. I've been really enjoying the direction the game has been actually going. It went from a lot of you walk up to somebody and just a dialogue of just normal text and cutscenes that involve most of your ghost speaking and nothing else, to now we're getting like actual dialogue. We're getting, go over here, talk to this person, to this, and we're world building.
Mm-hmm.
This is the building blocks of what an RPG should be. And again, we talked about finding identities before, and Destiny's definitely starting to kind of go into that, which is very exciting. There's still a long road to go, don't get me wrong, but this is nice to see.
Yeah.
Snipe says, NP also found the Callus bobblehead, helping out a clanmate. Nice.
Yeah, well, we did do that.
Which I wish they would give shaders for the finding the bobbleheads, but whatever.
Yeah. So
how about you?
My reset's been interesting because again, I haven't had very good internet, so I just hop on and play as much as I can when I can. Mm-hmm. That being said, I got on and I grinded the dog piss out of the nightmare containments to get to level 16, to where I could focus an engram for a deep sight. Right.
Yep.
So I grinded the hell out of that today. Got my I'm up to 3 Ostringers done now.
Nice.
And 2 Beloveds. I got 2 red Beloveds that dropped today.
I still haven't gotten Beloveds. Oh my gosh.
I got 2 of them that dropped today. I got
Nice.
I got, what is it, 3 Drings and 2 Might Mini Tools. So
see, I want the fire. That's the gun I want.
Yeah, I'm working my way there. I want Ostringer and Beloved first and foremost as a PvP player. Those are pretty important. I'm gonna say the Might Mini Tool, deeply important. I got a roll, my incandescent roll. It's moving target incandescent. It could have a better third perk instead of moving target, but my goodness, incandescent is absolutely broken.
Oh, for sure. It's volatile rounds for solar.
Yeah, it is.
For people who don't understand like how good this is, go into your builds and look up things that apply Scorch.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you use an incandescent weapon and the explosion, that causes Scorch around the enemy.
Yeah.
So your build goes into this one perk on the guns you can build.
Yeah.
Set off one enemy and the whole battlefield lights up.
Yep.
That's how good this perk is. It's the equivalent of volatile rounds, but I feel like this might actually be a little bit better because volatile sits.
I feel like
burns.
I feel like this is better because what made volatile rounds so good was a seasonal seasonal
Kind of.
mod.
I mean, it was easier
really
to
helped.
proc. It was definitely easier to proc.
Yeah, easier to proc. This is literally just shoot. You know, you don't need any mods to make that happen. Pull the trigger, and then you can build into that with the subclass. Very cool.
Yeah.
I love these rounds. I got a Drang with incandescent too, so you know that's kind of cool. All of that to say, yeah, I'm gonna start building into those other weapons. I only need one more of the rocket launchers, which I don't really care about, but I've gotten a bunch. I need one more of the trace rifles too. I've gotten a bunch of those to drop.
Wow, you're way better on that than I am.
I'm
working on older stuff.
I've gotten very fortunate with those. I leveled up my crafted explosive personality today to the point where I could put my Blood says he's got snap incandescent beloved. Oh boy, Mr. He's got the cool guy role.
Blood, tell him about your new dungeon linear fusion rifle. How good that is.
Oh yeah, he's told me. And then we'll talk about Titan exotic armor and but I've been working on this explosive personality for a while, and I leveled it up to 16, and I've done that.
Called Legend.
I've done that almost entirely on the Leviathan, just because there's so many ads. It's a wave frame, so you're just clearing enemies. And I crafted a fully enhanced with the enhanced perks, auto loading and frenzy. I might redo it and do stats for all, one for all, just because I feel like I shoot enough targets at once to make that happen. So I don't know, but that's been my reset. It's been pretty good. I intended to get on this week and play PvP, but I never did. I was like, I'm so close to rank 16 on that stupid Crown of Sorrow that I feel like I will say this. And do
that. Right now, Trials is bugged. There is no flawless pool happening on Sunday. So for those of you who are jumping into Trials, who specifically jump in on Sundays to get a little bit of an easier time, it's not happening this weekend. I was reading comments. They talk about it on Twitter. Mm-hmm. The comments are definitely forward of getting rid of the flawless pool. Yep. There's all those hardcore players who are on Twitter who are like, get rid of this. It's terrible. It's stupid. Like, but you don't understand. The people who aren't good want to go play, and we can't because, the new Arc expansion's coming out, and I'm going to go tame giant flying bats. So it's fine that this isn't working for me, at least anyway.
Right.
But that's me,
It's good. I was pretty critical of the flawless pull stuff whenever they first implemented it, and fully understanding. I have a bunch of friends that I play Trials with that aren't as into PvP as I am, and they're like, no, this is good for us. And I was like, well, it can be, but we'll see. And
it definitely varies.
It varies, and that's what I've honestly seen. I've seen a lot of people on my Twitter friends list that are like, I don't generally play Trials or anything like that, but this week it's actually not so bad. And they're like, some games are dreadful, don't get me wrong, but a lot of games seem like they're okay. I don't know. I think they need to play around with skill-based matchmaking. I feel like that's probably the best way to go. But that's like thou that shall not be spoken of, so far as Bungie is concerned, for whatever reason. So
I think honestly, like, there is definitely some better ways of handling Trials in general. Skill-based matchmaking is definitely one of them, or just even putting in a tier system with an elo score. Like, hey, if you're this good in PvP, you're going to get matched up with people who are similar skills. But the problem you run into there is people will go tank their scores and then go play to get dropped into that other bracket. So there's a lot that goes on with that, and I don't know the back end of it, but they've hired this other team to sit down and actually like work out Trials and just normal PvP stuff. So I imagine in the future it'll get a lot better, but I mean,
we'll see.
It is what it is today.
We'll
if you guys can hear fireworks in the background, I'm sorry. I don't know what that is. I'm hearing fireworks outside. It is still super sunny, so I have no idea what people are doing, but
it is June 11th. Man.
I know.
Is that the most patriotic town in the world? What is this?
For people where I live, apparently it is. Well,
I like
anyways,
it.
we've talked enough. Let's get into this
Let's get
twab.
into this twab. We're 15 minutes in, and again, it's a pretty light one today.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hippie again. Man, they like hippie.
Well,
This
I
week
wonder
at
why.
Bungie, we're prepping to make Saint 14 proud once more with
Ooh,
the season's
15.
return of Trials of Osiris, showing off some nifty new ways to put your fashion spin on some beloved exotics and a deeper dive into recent airborne accuracy changes. We've officially made it to week 3 of Season of the Haunted. We've seen some growth. We've granted some dungeon, and if you're like me, you bawled your eyes out over a certain character that rhymes with flow. Alongside a new story beat, players have had some more time to play around with Iron Banner's Rift mode while the team continues taking the feedback on the latest reiteration of this PvP experience. Valis Forge needs some time to cook out and not rank up that overtime. This, of course, means that Saint 14's time to shine once more with Trials of Osiris, and he's arriving bearing gifts of new armor and new weapons. But first, let's talk about one of the dominating conversations happening over the past few weeks, our version of I Believe I Can Fly. Oh boy.
So, before we get into that bit, there is a lot of conversation around airborne accuracy. I totally get the frustration, especially when you can't see it. I was watching somebody the other day talk about like how dreadfully bad it is with different things. Like it's not noticeable on one thing, but totally noticeable on another, and it's actually pushing people away. Just because it's so bad.
Yeah.
They're really doubling down, and this we're gonna talk about here in a second. But they're doubling down on the airborne accuracy, and they're giving you more reasons and like insight on how to do it, like how to fix it and how to make it better for yourself. Doesn't really help a lot, and until next season, I don't foresee this being a problem that's very easily fixed.
Yeah.
Until we can actually see the stats, see the numbers, actually have airborne accuracy mods, this is not a problem that is going to go away, and people are going to be vocal about until we get fixes.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, 100%. Let's just dive right in. Up in the air. Into TWAB earlier this year, we dove deep into a plethora of changes in Destiny 2 regarding how combat looks and feels in the game. This was a beefy TWAB, real beefy, so it's understandable that there may still be some lingering questions over particulars, including airborne accuracy. The weapons team is back to offer up some additional insight. Let's dive right in. Weapons team, quick reminder of our stated goal for the airborne changes. Destiny has extremely fluid and expressive airborne movement, but that movement must be balanced against grounded players lest it become oppressive. We want all players who enjoy the play style to be able to build into it, but they'll have to make tough choices about what they leave behind to do so. Successfully engaging in the era will no longer be as simple as put an Icarus script mod on it, but the upside for heavily investing in it will be higher. We're putting together a detailed explanation of how airborne effectiveness interacts with aim assist and accuracy for players who love to dig into the details. But that's going to take a little longer. We wanted to address some points of confusion early. Firstly, the Season 17 patch notes included a line that incorrectly stated all primary weapons have the airborne accuracy penalty removed. This should have been qualified as at 60 airborne effectiveness, all primary weapons have their airborne accuracy penalty removed. That said, at base, primary weapons generally shoot straighter while airborne than they did before. For example, the hand cannon base accuracy cone, aka error angle, is now 0.8 degrees compared to 0.97 last season. And you can now fully eliminate the airborne accuracy penalty, meaning your weapons will shoot as straight as they do while on the ground, which wasn't the case before. Now, pause. That was huge. Initially it said all primary weapons will have their airborne accuracy penalty removed. And then for it to be adjusted to say, no, it's actually removed at 60 AE. So it's not removed until your airborne effectiveness is at 60 AE. That's important.
Right.
That is very, very important. Because basically what they said is, so long as you are, if your airborne, like if your airborne effectiveness stat is just shredded, basically what that means is your crosshairs are going to have to be right on the target to hit it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what's happening is, and this has been tested a lot by, I've seen ASTRO, I've seen
Frostbolt.
Frosty was one of them. Patty Cakes, several players get on and do play testing, Fallout even, on what this looks like, and they have videos super slowed down showing crosshairs being right on ahead and pulling the trigger, and it hits somewhere off to the left or right, not even hitting the head. And so what it seems like is happening is inside of that accuracy cone, that circle, even if you have the crosshairs directly on that head, it can still hit anywhere within that cone.
Right.
So that is
So it's true accuracy. It's not magnetizing to the target.
right. It's
So
it's a problem.
Yeah.
And
And there's not really a fix for it in the game, and even with their own explanation, there is no good fix until later. And they're not going to talk about it more in depth until later. So it just kind of, this TWAB has left a bad taste in a lot of players' mouths, because it's like, well, what else are we supposed to do? And until they get this fixed, I imagine those PvP players are going to go find that itch somewhere else.
Maybe.
And not in Destiny.
Maybe. I know, like, Cross, he said as much, you know. Yeah, I don't know. We'll keep on here, and that basically just reiterates exactly what I just told y'all. Note that even if the center of the accuracy cone is directed at a target, if your accuracy cone is wider than the target on your screen, a single projectile can still miss. For this reason, we recommend that you try to hit one of the important thresholds as a primary weapon. 30 AE, similar accuracy to Preseason 17 Icarus grip, suitable for jump shots at mid-range. A hand cannon's accuracy cone is 30 AE. At 30 AE is 0.48 degrees, compared to 0.47 degrees last season with Icarus. 60 AE fully removes the airborne accuracy penalty and allows for more accurate long-range airborne shots. Keep in mind that special weapons are penalized more heavily while airborne than primary weapons and must get to 100 AE to eliminate the airborne accuracy penalty. Shotgun spread angle.
So much.
Yeah, that's a lot. Shotgun spread angle is heavily penalized at 0 AE. This penalty is reduced with higher AE and eliminated at 100. So basically, they're just trying to, for lack of a better term, they're really trying to force people into building into this play style, and you know,
or having boots on the ground.
Yeah, boots on the ground, and that's the other part of it, right? Like, Destiny 2, whenever it first launched, the game was kind of slow, kind of sluggish, and they implemented this update. It was called the Go Fast update, and it was basically where they reworked, you know, how guns work in the air. They reworked movement. They reworked movement while aiming. They reworked a lot of stuff, and I'm gonna say I feel like that made it, you know, fun. Like, people really enjoyed it. A lot of people got into PvP at that point in time, and I think they're even hard pressed to say there's not really a PvP game out there that plays as fast as Destiny does. Just because of the way you're able to move, the way you're able to manage your airborne gunplay, sliding, like all of it. It's all very
with every class having a different kind of unique jump, it adds new elements to the game.
It does.
Warlocks having their very predictable glides, you know, we have to learn to cut that, or, you know, bunny hop around. Titans have a jetpack, they can go straight up, or they can kind of catapult. Hunters have and I'm not saying this as, you know, whatever. Hunters have an advantage when it comes to their jumps, because they can do it and they can drop, or they can, it's a standard double jump or triple jump. They have that extra little bit mobility, which gives them that edge.
Yeah.
The combat roll versus a well and a wall, like, I can see where I feel like that Bungie's head's at, where it's like, we need to even this playing field.
Yeah.
Because one class is dominant for PvP, and the other two are just kind of okay.
Right.
Simple fix: take away everybody's light abilities and dark abilities, and you put them in a game. Like, that is what we're coming down to. Cut everybody's ability to jump. Like, you have a standard jump, that's it. Like, you have no light. Just do that. And then we would have the PvP that I feel like they're trying to go for.
Yeah.
But no, they keep penalizing all these different things for the sake of, we're trying to balance it. Like, just cut it out.
Yeah.
Just take the light out of everything and you're good.
There's no easy way to balance it, and I think I said that before. How if you want to make it a truly balanced game, the only way to do that is to eliminate And I think I even went so far as to say, eliminate your armor stats, right? Take the armor stats away. Don't build into it. Like, you get a grenade that recharges ever so often, the exact same speed as everybody else's. You have recovery that's the same as everybody else's. You have a speed that is the same as everybody else's, and the only thing that changes any of those are your exotic armor pieces. You know, stompies, they make you run faster. Okay, cool. The
versus subs, the same thing.
Exactly. You know, stuff like that. And I feel like that might be a little harsh, and I think whenever I said that, some people, you know, agreed to a point, and there were other people that were pretty harsh on it, but I'm just like, I'm just saying this, if you want perfect balance. Because PvP should, first and foremost, be about gunplay.
And then everything else
everything else is secondary. And for, look, Destiny has, like, whenever that saying that the game is dumbed down to gunplay, that doesn't take away at all. There's a ton of gunplay options. A ton of them.
Then the focus becomes more about the gun rolls you have to give you that edge, which would push you back into PvE or some cases PvP. Honestly, why not just make 2 playlists, right? Have one where it's like your armor stats and your light are still here, and then have one where it's like, it's guns. And that's it. Cut everything else out except for your armor stats. Like the armor stats, but just like the exotic armor pieces. And that's it. But then what happens there is PvP loses its identity. We go to a Call of Duty or a Battlefield style because that's what we're going for. What makes Destiny's PvP unique is the fact that it's got all this extra stuff added on top of it. You have to worry about enemy supers, their abilities, all this other stuff. And yes, it can feel unfair, but that's always been a part of Destiny. It's always been a part of that PvP experience. And if you wanted to find another way around it, there was usually a way around it. Shotgun aping and being invisible with fusion rifles, those things, there wasn't too many ways to get around that. And so, yes, those were valid nerfs. Having the Titans be able to slide and block things, insane. Those needed a nerf. Absolutely. But do this too often. Nerf too many things into the ground too quickly, and you're going to lose a dedicated player base to something that was incredibly unique. Lots of times I hear people talk about how they want something different, they come play Destiny. Because of how different things are. The thing that keeps them away, and the reason why a lot of these players don't come and casually just play PvP, is they have to go farm weapons. They don't want to do that, so they don't care. But that's what keeps the fan base that plays Destiny in Destiny, is those farming those weapons, those new abilities, finding everything. And Destiny has a really good way of kind of locking you in a cycle of staying and playing. But this heavy-handed approach to nerfing PvP is a really good way of losing people. And if they don't shape up here real soon, I feel like we're going to see kind of not a mass exodus, but we're going to start losing the PvP side of things.
Maybe. So. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, maybe is the only thing you can say. Because you never know. You never know. You never know. But the thing, because the other part of that is, I've seen so many people hate on the game, say things about the game, say they're done playing, say they're not coming back, and yet they're all still here. So I don't know. But that's not here nor there. We're gonna.
Destiny is the game you love.
It is. It is. We're gonna keep moving on here. We're keeping an eye on feedback on airborne gameplay in general, and we're looking into cases where players miss shots they feel like they should have hit. In these cases, it helps a lot to know exactly what the player's build was for the occurrence. So if you're posting a clip or making a comment, please also include the weapon with the perks and the mod, exotic armor, and any subclass build, including aspects and fragments that you are running. This could be in text or by making sure screenshots and videos show the build elements. In Season 18 and beyond, we plan on giving players a few new ways to build into that stat, including making the stat visible in the weapons inspection screen and updating some exotic weapons that we feel could use a bump in AE. So, what else is coming next? We have a small mid-season weapon balancing update shipping with Solstice, which will include some buffs to weapon subfamilies that have been languishing for a while. A fix for certain special weapons not getting enough ammo per special brick for one defeat in PvP, and some tuning for oppressive exotic weapons. Beyond that, we're wrapping up production on Season 18 weapons and the matching balance update, which will be of a standard, appropriate size, no novels this time, some highlights, revisiting some weapon subfamilies, legendary perk, and exotic weapon tuning, and adding intrinsic anti-champion functionality to several exotic weapons. I do like the sound of that.
So excited about that. So excited about that.
Yep. Test your metal.
Gosh,
no, you're good. Go ahead.
I was trying to speculate. So pick one weapon.
Yeah.
Out of all the exotic weapons, what would you give it?
Oh dear.
I want Sweet Business to have Overload.
Overload, really?
Yeah. Why not? Because you're just spitting ammo down the range.
Yeah.
So here the only downside with Overload is you have to get to a certain bullet, and then it procs the Overload shot. Give Sweet Business like 5 of those.
Yeah.
Because it's in a 100-round magazine. So you spin it up and you just start wailing on a target. You can probably wail on the target long before it gets to move again. So if you give Sweet Business the option of hitting it like 2 or 3 times, you can suppressive fire an Overload and keep it down. Drawback, you have to keep firing. But that's just me. I think that'd be cool.
I've got an idea for one. What if instead of giving a weapon like particular like kind of rounds or something like that, what if you make it to where a weapon that buffs people, such as Illumina, for example, also gives people or gives Guardians the ability to stun champions for however long that timer's going.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that's what the new Warlock boots do. They grant Devour, but whenever you're standing in the Rift, you can disrupt champions with any weapon you have.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, yeah, so something kind of like that. Yeah, I don't know. There's, of course, so many exotics in the game. It's really hard to pick any and say, what exactly they should have.
What's that one, the scout rifle that's arc?
It
has like 20 rounds, and then you smack it.
Symmetry.
So make Symmetry barrier piercing, but only in the heavy magazine state.
Something like that, yeah. I would like to see Polaris Lance get some love. One of my all-time favorites.
Yeah.
Some of our pulse rifles, Graviton Lance recently got a huge buff, but give it some kind of something, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Either way, it's very cool. They're looking into that stuff. So.
Yeah. Sniper says, honestly, I love the changes to special weapon ammo economy. Now they feel, now if they would remove the, no. Le Monarch is great. And no, it does not need to be nerfed at all. The swapping is the problem. That's it. Monarch is great. Leave it alone.
Sniper.
It's not a one-tap kill, but that's just it. It's not a one-tap kill. It's the swapping to something else that makes it the one-tap kill, right? Take that ability away, and then bang, Monarch doesn't need nerfed. You just have to have someone team firing with you.
Like where your head's at, Snipe.
Shut up. Don't nerf my bow.
Test your metal. Trials of Osiris returns. If you're into PvP side of Destiny 2, then you may have noticed that we have been playing around with some ideas concerning the more competitive side of the experience. With freelance zone captures and tweaking, other odds and ends have all played into a bigger vision of what Trials of Osiris could be. Now, after a short break, Trials is back, and it comes bearing some sweet new armor to monkey around with. No, seriously, there's an actual monkey. Yeah, you don't...
It's not.
Hippie, you don't... That's not something that you get excited about, Hippie.
Right.
It doesn't look good. I can't believe that everybody over at Bungie is like, look, it's a baboon. Look at the baboon. No. It's a baboon. Stop it.
Yeah. No.
Get.
Blood said Symmetry, and Sniper said Heir Apparent needs shield piercing. Yes.
I'm okay with that.
Like
I'm okay with that.
I like that. Just and just blow things away.
I'm
yes.
okay with that.
Perfect.
Maybe that's it. Maybe some of the heavies. I know we kind of already moved on, but something like Two-Tailed Fox being able to. Huh? Can you hear me, Sam? Did I lose you?
You unstoppable.
There you are. Yeah, unstoppable. Yes. Okay, there you are. It got slow. I can't see. It might be on my end again. I'm not sure.
Leviathan does the unstoppable, but
Yes.
yeah, give it to Two-Tailed Fox as well.
Yeah.
Honestly, I could even see Wordcliff Coil or Eyes of Tomorrow getting Overload, because Overload's a run.
Yeah.
This gives it the option of like just kind of spreading the fire around. You could even do Colony being unstoppable.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
That could be fun.
I'd be okay with that.
So there's lots of different weapons that could use
yeah.
that great level of buff, and honestly, I'm very excited to see what that turns into. But we'll have to wait and see. But intrinsically, oh my goodness, that'd be amazing. Yeah. No, the armor, it looks terrible.
It does.
No.
It does. Thank you, though, Hippie. With Trials back in action, the Lighthouse awaits. We've already revealed the new weapons on the way with the return of Trials, but just in case time has been cruel, memory stealer. Here's what players can look forward to in addition to the armor seen above. Weapons, Forgiveness, Sidearm, Burden of Guilt, Fusion Rifle, and the Falcon's Chase Sparrow, which is a cool-looking sparrow with some feathers on it and stuff. Shiny new Ghost Shell.
No time to explain.
Yeah, well. And a shiny new ghost shell that you can catch a glimpse of in the armor image above, but a secret, not a secret, but come on, some things need to be a mystery. This week's Trials of Osiris is elimination, so good luck out there and make Saint 14 proud. And just because I've shown immense restraint by holding back dad jokes and recent twabs, I get a freebie. What do you need to open your new Trials armor of Osiris?
No.
I'm
So dumb.
Duh. Okay, bye. We flame to please. This is just going over basically how well received Solar 3.0 has been, how many people have been doing the Nightmare Containments, and there's a code here to get this cool new emblem, which is actually based off of an old cloak from Destiny 1 that that you could get from the speaker. You know, it's the podcast, kind of funny, but that's what that little emblem is from, the deer. It's cool, a little crest there. But yeah, it's got the code here, T67JXYPH6. If you want to go pick that up, you can. Absolutely free for everybody. So yeah, cool. Universally fashionable. Now this is going over some. They have some. So they added a couple of legendary ornaments into the game.
Yeah,
and
they're all marks, and they work with other exotics.
Yeah, so they're all class items. And so while the one for the hunter and the titan, they look pretty cool and they work really well with their exotics, because what they do is they're made to go with exotics. So Cloak of Bakris is made to go with Mask of Bakris, and it works with it. While it's equipped with its exotic, the cloak itself gets a nice stasis effect on it. The same goes for the Mark of the Falling Star, which goes with the Cuirass of the Falling Star. It adds an arc effect. And then, additionally, the Bond of Battle Harmony pairs with the Warlock Chest Piece Mantle of Battle Harmony, and also adds an arc effect to the bottom of the Bond. Now,
it looks terrible.
It looks terrible. That's what I was going to say. The Hunter looks fine. The Titan, that looks fine. I feel bad for Warlocks.
The Warlock one,
there again.
It's so stupid. It doesn't do anything.
Nope.
Like, the Battle Harmony, the way the chest piece works, there are these like two things that come off the shoulders and it goes back.
Yep.
And underneath it, it glows blue, right? With the Bond, all it does is it the light starts and then goes all the way back, and then it just refreshes and just keeps doing that. Like, it's stupid. There's nothing redeemable about it.
Yep.
I haven't seen the other ones. I hope they look good.
They do. They look great, honestly. But if you're a warlock, if you're a warlock, I'm sorry, but don't waste your money. Yeah. And then they're going over the Pride emblem, which. And then player support report. This week, our player support team has been diving deep into the values report. Yes, so they just go into normal stuff. Artifice armor mod slot clarification. Newly acquired Artifice armor will now successfully have the mod slot available, because before that was an issue. Enhanced bait and switch no longer activates upon shooting enemies with all 3 equipped weapons. The Trespasser exotic weapon was unavailable to reacquire from collections. When in the tower, some character previews appeared extremely zoomed in. So all of those should have been fixed. There's a problem with Iron Banner challenges, the Guardian Games emblem, and then a few known issues here.
There's always issues.
Always issues. So we'll just skip on down. to the
I'll do that.
Oasis.
So the comments, then Sniper says, then remove the damage over time and the amount of damage, the overall damage it does. It's just a cheap way of getting people out of the fights. I'll get back to that in a second. I want to finish reading them and then I'll address them as we go.
I want to say
Blood says, yeah, it's like D1 Thorn. Snipe says, Thorn is way less annoying. Blood says, if you can separate PvP and PvE esque centric guns, that shouldn't be too hard to do with the Monarch.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
Hardly.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. Bloodbane said D1 back in the day with Thorn, it was 2 shots and poison to death. At least that's what he remembers. So yes.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Sounds like Le Monarch right now. Whatever. Yes. Back in the day, Thorn was an absolute menace. There was no way around it. Every lobby had Thorns, and especially if you team fire Thorns, oh my gosh, you were done. Monarch, at least in my opinion, I am very biased because I love the weapon. It is my most used exotic. Monarch takes a little bit more skill to use. To get that poison to land, you have to pull it up and fire.
At the right time.
So that means you need to be either on those sniping lanes or need to be quick on the draw, which it has snapshot sights. And then with the catalyst, it makes it pull faster. Is it a cheap gun? A cheap way to get kills? Yes. If you are playing in those game modes where it's like one-shot kills, yeah, it's very annoying. The poison, if you land those hits, yes, it does damage enough that it nearly kills you, and then any other amount of damage would kill you. I mean, volatile rounds, Thorn used to be that way, yes. Yeah. Currently, it is very much a menace in PvP. I'm just passionate about it because I love the weapon. But most times when they nerf things, they don't nerf it just for PvP, they nerf it for PvE.
Yeah.
I love it where it's at in PvE, but yes, it is a problem. Because that swapping mechanic, it feels like you're cheating.
Yeah,
it's dreadful.
Being the veteran PvP guy here, I typically don't have a problem with it myself, just because I tend to be a pretty. I'm not trying to like pull my own horn here, blow my own horn here, but pretty gifted sniper, and I can typically outgun a Monarch user most of the time. Now, I do think that I think Blood's right. If they could separate PvP from PvE, that would be the best thing to do. Like, just have it affect, like they always love to put that flavor text on weapons.
Have it be a high compound bow with no poison on it for PvP.
Sure.
I'd be okay with that.
Sure.
Or what if they did this? What if they did this for PvP? Do this. Have the poison only hit if you land the headshot, not the explosion poison where it hits everybody. Just poison to the head, and that's it.
Maybe again,
I don't know.
I know people. I know people get annoyed by it. It's not something that typically frustrates me as much as special linear fusions. Arbalist is still a menace. Lawrence is still a menace.
Those weapons are, but you do see them a lot less frequently now, which is nice. I mean, so it used to be every single match I would go into, there was always everyone using Lawrence. Now it's like maybe 1 in every 3 matches I see someone with Lawrence.
Here's my problem. If they behaved exactly like snipers behaved, I would be fine with it.
Right.
Because they have so much aim assist and so much flinch resistance that snipers don't get.
Sure.
So using a sniper, it's actually kind of hard to play against those, especially with flinch now. So I would just like to see them make those changes there. Those are honestly my biggest issues. I don't know. I've never really been somebody to complain whenever I see somebody using something, if for example, a lot of people were complaining about fusion rifles there for a while, which I have something to say at the end of this. I would just put a fusion rifle on and I'd be like, you know what? 2 can play that game, bro. I don't know. I'm going to finish this TWAB real quick as we're about done. We're now delving into week 3 of Season of the Haunted, and this week's storyline gets intense. If you haven't experienced it already, we recommend getting some tissues. Maybe some comfort food too, just to be safe. With Trials live this week, the recent mention changes to how Solar 3.0 feels, and when fighting that good fight, we'll be keeping a close eye on feedback from the community. As we continue experimenting with all aspects of Destiny 2, we appreciate all of the feedback, and we value that continued and respectful conversation. In the meantime, get in there and play around with some of the new build types. Explore more excuse me, of what activities like Nightmare Containment and Sever have to offer. And don't forget to drink your water and take your vitamins. Until next time, stay kind and go give Zavala a big ol' hug for me. Yeah, so that's it for this week. Again, he says it right there. Hippie says, be respectful, in conversation, and that's what we started with. That's what I'll continue to say. Just be respectful. The thing that I was going to mention was, hold on one second. Let me bring us front and center here. Xur.
Where is he this week?
Tower.
He wasn't there for me.
He's there. He's bugged. He's bugged, kind of, but
okay.
I'll tell you about that in a second. So, I'm going to say this to anybody that might be tuning in, that might be new to the game. If you don't have a God-rolled fusion rifle, just wait 2, maybe 3 weeks, and Xur will have one. Guaranteed. Every single time. 2 to 3 weeks. That's all it takes. And he'll be selling one, and you can get an absolute God roll. This week, again, he's got the fusion rifle from last season, Season of the Lost. Not last season. Season, whenever. Season of the Lost. And it's a high impact frame, so it's a slower charge time, but those recently got buffed. They got buffed to, instead of 1 second, it was 9.6. It's also got a charge time masterwork, so you can bring that all the way down to 0.92, and it's under pressure and high impact reserves.
Yeah, that's good.
It's a long charge up, but that thing will absolutely map. I know this because I have one that I bought from Xur maybe a month ago. Almost the same roll. Charge, masterwork, and everything. Listen, guys, I know you guys said that Xur was totally random. The stuff he had was 100% randomized.
Yeah.
Bullshit. Every time he has a fusion rifle,
same thing.
It is an absolute. It's like the absolute Giga Chad roll. Like every single time, whatever fusion rifle it is, Giga Chad roll. Hell,
they're trying to buff fusion rifles.
Hell,
that's what they've been trying to do.
Dude, that back whenever I was trying to grind, farm a lead from gold Vorpal, Cartesian coordinate. Whenever we had whatever that mod was for fusion rifles, and I finally got one, and then that was like on a Wednesday, and then Friday rolls along, and what in the hell is Xur selling? A lead from gold Vorpal. I'll say it was fine. Mine was still pretty like better because of like the masterwork and all of that, but my God, that pissed me off. Anyways, I'm just saying, go check that out. He has a Stars and Shadow pulse rifle from Crucible, and it is bugged. As in, whenever you click on it and you're inspecting it, the two weapon perks, it's quick draw and moving target. They're bugged, and they just continue to flash different things.
Cool.
And then if you buy it, like
it's like a pachinko machine.
Kind of, yeah. I've seen people online buy it on Twitter, and it's got 3 perks in one column and 4 perks in the other column. Yeah, totally bugged, totally random. So you can check that out. Stars and Shadow, pretty good. God Roll not Astrosite, I'm sorry. I Have Another World. I say God Roll. It's got high resilience. I Have Another World for Warlocks, which resilience is pretty handy nowadays. So go check those out. It's been an interesting week. Luckily, it seems like I'm not going to get as sad as I have the last couple of weeks with all the news and stuff like that. I'm just gonna say, be nice, guys. Be nice to the community. Be nice to your friends. Like, God, I don't know. Just try to behave, right? Like, let's not ruin this for everybody. Bungie does a bad enough job of ruining their game.
Sure.
Hold on. Blood just asked a very important question, Sam.
Yeah.
When is he selling Twilight Garrison? Oh, wait. So Blood.
We've been wanting to talk to you about this.
Blood. Okay. Do you not know why everybody in the community is telling everyone to be nice right now?
Well, first off, hang on. So you remember how much fun we had with the dungeon the other night, where the three of us played, and it was a lot of fun.
We had a
Remember
great
that?
time. I had a great time.
I had a great time, and honestly, I
had-
would love the great time to continue with Nightfalls coming up. Like, we should run some Nightfalls.
I had the best time.
I did. Agreed. So earlier last week, Kevin Giannis came out and said that Twilight Garrison is never coming back.
He tweeted
air
that.
dodge.
He tweeted that. He said it is part of the Warlock's identity, and he said some other things, and people tore into him with death threats and
It's not good.
other jargon, other malarkey. Yeah, wasn't good. So yeah, apparently, yeah,
it's not coming back.
I'm now hold on.
But you know what? You know what's good? You know what's cool? That means Bungie listens to the podcast because we talk about it all the time. And then they just came out with it, recently? Like, hey. Nice to know you guys are listening.
Now, I'm going to say this much regarding that. I think that this pretty much verifies that it's coming back. Because there's been 2 other times where they said something's not coming back, and they both did. One of those was Ace of Spades. They're like, when can we have Ace of Spades? And can it not just be exclusive to hunters? Can we all use Ace of Spades? That'd be great.
No.
And they're like, no, we're never bringing Ace of Spades back. That would be too broken in this game. Fast forward 2 months. Here you go. They did the same thing with Galahorn. They said it's
You're
not coming
sad
back.
because I'm back, baby. Yes, agreed. Blood, agreed. We're not sad because you are back.
Exactly. I'm glad you're back.
Let's stay back.
And I know.
Hopefully you're not sad.
I know you guys are going to take a little break and play Ark.
Oh yes, yes.
And that's fine. I need my internet to be fixed anyways, because I'm having a hell of a time trying to even play right now. But seriously, did have a great time the other day. Snipe had a great time with you the other day. Blood says I know. Blood, I'm sorry. But again, I think that pretty much verifies that it'll be back probably within the next month or 2.
In Destiny 3. Good night, everybody.
Okay. Real talk, though. Thank you guys for tuning in. We love you.
Yes, thank you.
Blood, we love you. We love you, Blood.
Thanks for coming back.
I watched all the hot takes, bad and good ones. Oh, so Blood already knew.
Oof. I mean, you don't know Blood sits there and Googles it every single day? Wakes up every morning, is Twilight Garrison coming back?
When's Twilight Garrison coming back, baby?
No. That's a terrible impersonation of him.
I'm white. I can't help it. Titans did it first?
Yes, Titans did it first. But Titans can fly now, and they don't have wings, which is crazy to me.
Right? Like, I can't do that.
Yes. Anyways, everybody, thank you for tuning in. Thanks for watching. I've been Batsam.
And I am
LegendOfXcalion.
Xcalions. So, yeah, thanks for tuning in, and...